Hey, what is up guys, my name is Luis. Today we're comparing the GRAU against the KILO. In this video you will see a comparison with stats, best attachments, recoil patterns and more. If this is your first time here, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, as I make tips and tricks in Warzone and much more. Let's look at the weapon stats here. The GRAU has an ADS speed of 221 milliseconds and the KILO comes in at 238 milliseconds. Movement speed of the GRAU is 4.78 meters per second and the KILO clocks in at 4.66 meters per second. So when looking at the reload speed, the GRAU reloads in 2.15 seconds and the KILO reloads in 2.36 seconds. The rate of fire for the GRAU is 730 rounds per minute and the KILO comes in at 751. So as we can see so far, they are pretty similar, but let's see what the damage profile look like. Both the GRAU and the KILO does 42 damage to the head, which means it's going to take 6 shots to down a fully plated enemy. When we look at the damage for the chest, stomach and extremities, we can see that the GRAU and KILO does the same damage here as well, with 28 damage, which means it's going to take 9 shots to down a fully plated enemy. When we're looking at the base damage fall off, we can see that the GRAU falls off at 31 meters and the KILO falls off at 30.5 meters. With attachments, we're looking at the GRAU fall off at 47.7 meters and the KILO at 48.6. Let's take a look at the TTK for these weapons. The GRAU has a TTK to the head at 411 milliseconds and the KILO has a TTK to the head at 399 milliseconds. For the chest, the GRAU has a TTK of 658 and the KILO has a TTK of 639. These are all times to down a fully plated enemy. If you hit 2 or 3 headshots with your GRAU, you can reduce your time to kill to 475 milliseconds, and if you hit 2 or 3 headshots with your KILO, you can reduce your time to kill to 599 milliseconds. So let's check out the recoil pattern. As you can see here, we're lined up 15 meters from the wall and we have the GRAU on the left and the KILO on the right. As we can see, the GRAU goes straight up and then takes a right turn, but the KILO has much less vertical recoil but goes off to the left quite quickly. Based on these results, I would say that both of these weapons have manageable recoil patterns, but be aware of that KILO going to the left, as you need to counter this with dragging a bit to the right. On the GRAU, you would be safe just dragging down while shooting. Let's look at the attachments and I'm going to show you what the differences are after the weapons are fully kitted out. For the GRAU, we take the monolithic suppressor, Archangel barrel, tack laser, commando foregrip and 60 round magazine. For the KILO, we take the monolithic suppressor, Guard barrel, VLK 3X optic, commando foregrip and 60 round magazine. So let's see what weapon changes this actually gives us compared to a stock weapon. For the range, the GRAU gains 54% range and the KILO gains 60%. The ADS speed will always increase as you increase the bullet velocity and range, so here the GRAU goes up to 297 milliseconds and the KILO goes up to 409 milliseconds. You can go with the iron sights for the KILO because a lot of that ADS speed is because of the VLK optic, but the iron sights on the KILO is not the best, so you can choose what you like the best. For the movement speed, we are of course making the guns heavier and that slows us down a bit. On the GRAU we're going up to 436 meters per second and the KILO ends up at 424 meters per second. And for the big one, bullet velocity. Both weapons have a base bullet velocity at 720 meters per second and with attachments we both end up at 1300 meters per second. Let's jump into my final thoughts on these weapons. Both the GRAU and the KILO are simply very good weapons in Warzone. They are both very viable and I have been playing with both of them quite a bit. In my opinion, I actually prefer the GRAU. Regardless of which one of these weapons are technically the best, you should always choose a weapon that fits your playstyle and you feel comfortable with. The GRAU with the tack laser is agile and super fun to use. The KILO is also very nice on those longer ranges, especially with the VLK optic. Let me know in the comments what you prefer. That is it for this video guys. If you liked the video, please hit that like button and I'll see you all in the next one.